The movie begins in the year 2079, a time when humanity's cruelty had reached extreme levels. The most dangerous people were considered too dangerous to stay on Earth, so they were sent to a massive prison in space called MS-1. CIA agent Snow is being harshly interrogated. His face is bruised and bloody from being beaten by his captors. Snow refuses to reveal anything about what happened the night before in New York. The scene then flashes back to 2 nights ago. Snow is in a wild fight with a group of attackers whose faces are hidden in the dark. They want secret government information, and Snow fights with everything he's got to protect it. Colonel Frank Armstrong is lying on the ground, dying after a fierce battle. His eyes lock on CIA agent Snow, and with his last breath, he says, "Take the briefcase." Snow grabs the briefcase and stands up just as the officers storm into the room. Outside, a helicopter is causing chaos with its heavy gunfire. Snow runs to the rooftop and jumps off the building, falling towards the ground. His heart pounds as he hits the ground hard but quickly gets up and runs into the night. The officers are close behind him, so Snow steals a bike and speeds through the busy streets. But they don't give up, and soon Snow is caught in a net. With a sudden burst of strength, Snow breaks free and throws the briefcase onto a subway train just as it's about to leave the station. His friend, waiting on the train, grabs the briefcase just as the officers get closer. The Secret Service director, Scott Langrel, accused Snow and Colonel Armstrong of stealing important secrets. He even claimed that Snow had killed Armstrong to hide the crime. Langrel showed a video that seemed to show Snow committing the murder and demanded to know who was helping him. However, Snow refused to admit to anything. He insisted that he was being framed and that the video was fake. Langrel grew more frustrated, but Snow stayed calm and determined. Just when it seemed like the interrogation wasn't going anywhere, CIA agent Harry Shaw stepped in. He removed Snow's handcuffs and offered him a cigarette, a small but meaningful gesture. Meanwhile, we see Snow's contact, James Mace, hiding the stolen secrets. As he does this, his gun accidentally goes off, hitting one of the officers. Panicking, Mace tries to run but is quickly caught by the police. Snow, feeling the pressure, wrote a name on a piece of paper and passed it to CIA agent Harry Shaw. At the same time, Scott Langrel, deep in thought, didn't notice what was happening. At the White House, Langrel was meeting with the president, who had just learned that his daughter, Emilie Warnock, was on a humanitarian mission to MS-1, the same prison that held dangerous secrets. When Emilie and her team entered the dark and eerie prison, they were given radiation tags, a reminder of the dangers inside. Emilie noticed that an aerospace company was funding the prison and wondered if they were secretly experimenting on people. But the warden quickly dismissed her concerns, reminding her of the dangerous criminals inside. He then woke up a prisoner named Haydel for Emilie to interview. During the interview, Emilie's guards had to give up their weapons, leaving them defenseless. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Snow had been caught and was being sent to MS-1 to serve his sentence. Langrel couldn't help but enjoy seeing Snow's downfall. On the prison station, Emilie continued her investigation, but things went wrong when she met Haydel. The unstable prisoner taunted her, and Hawk, one of her guards, started behaving inappropriately. Emilie managed to escape but was shot in the leg by Haydel. She made her way to the control room, desperate to warn the scientists about the danger. But Haydel followed her, storming in and attacking the scientist, forcing him to activate the stasis pods. As the prisoners woke up and emerged from their pods, chaos spread throughout the prison. One prisoner, Alex, overpowered 2 guards and grabbed a shotgun, ready to fight for his freedom. After regaining consciousness from the explosion, Hawk realized how serious the situation was. He quickly informed Langrel about the prison break, knowing that time was running out. The warden tried to stop the rebellion by activating sleeping gas, but it didn't work. Alex, determined to be free, took the warden hostage. Haydel tried to take advantage of Emilie, but Alex stopped him, determined to protect her. As they regrouped, they realized that the police were on their way, and they had to act quickly. Out of control, Haydel activated the defense system and started shooting down the ships. Alex was furious and reminded him that he was not in charge. Meanwhile, Langrel and Harry reported the situation on MS-1 to the president. Langrel wanted to send in his forces to regain control, but Harry had another idea. He suggested sending Snow, a man with special skills who could help get Emilie out safely. Snow was hesitant at first, not keen on entering a prison overrun by insane criminals. But Harry revealed a secret. Mace, Snow's contact, was on MS-1. Snow set off on his mission to MS-1, determined to rescue Emilie and end the chaos. When he arrived on the shuttle, he learned that 400 prisoners were loose, making his mission even more dangerous. Despite the risks, Snow continued and eventually found Emilie, leading her to a secret escape pod. Back on MS-1, Alex found himself in a tough spot, forced to kill a prisoner who attacked him with a knife. He got cut in the struggle and needed medical help. Meanwhile, Langrel, Snow, and Harry arrived at the low-orbit police department, taking over the operation. Langrel spoke with Alex and was surprised to see Emilie helping him with his injured hand. They still didn't realize that they had the president's daughter with them. As they watched the prison security feed, they were shocked to see the prisoners preparing to execute the warden. The guards locked Haydel in an airlock, but before he could reveal that Emilie was on board, he was thrown out into space by Haydel. Then, Alex made a shocking announcement, telling Langrel and the others that they had only 1 hour before another prisoner would be executed. Langrel was ready to send in his team, but Harry had a different plan. He urged Snow to prepare for action, arranging for him to get to MS-1 as quickly as possible. Langrel then sent in a negotiator, hoping to calm the situation. The negotiator tried to persuade Alex to release a hostage, promising a deal if he cooperated. However, they didn't know that the negotiator's camera glasses were sending the conversation and images of the armed inmates back to Harry and Langrel. As the negotiations continued, Alex agreed to release a hostage, not realizing that this would eventually lead to Emilie's freedom. But Haydel had other ideas, insisting that they release another woman instead. In the confusion, he ended up shooting Emilie's assistant, leaving her injured and in danger. As Snow approached the prison, tension was at its peak. The inmates were on high alert, and one of them spotted him, quickly reporting back to Alex. The situation turned deadly when Alex, feeling trapped, shot the negotiator. He then ordered Haydel to kill Snow, revealing a surprising fact: Haydel was actually Alex's brother. But things got even more complicated. As Alex watched a news bulletin, he realized that Emilie was actually the president's daughter. As Snow moved through the prison, he encountered a dangerous prisoner in an elevator. They engaged in a brutal fight, and Snow won, but not without consequences. The prisoner set off an explosive, blowing his own head off and leaving Snow and his companions stunned. Meanwhile, Emilie and Hawk were trapped in a room with oxygen running low, and Alex and his men getting closer. Desperate, they demanded that Emilie bring in engineers to fix the oxygen control. As Snow searched for Mace in the prison database, Langrel informed him about Emilie's critical situation. Her medical implant showed that her oxygen levels were dropping, and she had only 5 minutes left to live. Snow knew he had to act quickly to save her. With Harry's help, Snow took an alternate route to reach Emilie, battling another prisoner along the way. As they fought, they floated towards a dangerous drop, but Harry managed to activate the gravity system just in time, saving Snow's life. As the situation on MS-1 became more dangerous, Alex and his men continued their brutal actions. They forced an engineer to work on the door, shooting one and scaring the other. Hawk, unable to bear the thought of Emilie dying, took his own life to give her more time. Snow was racing against time to save Emilie, using all his skills to keep her alive. With help from the CIA, he restarted her heart and injected her brain to wake her up. When she finally woke up, they barely escaped the room before Alex and his men broke in. As they fled, Snow and Emilie heard noises in the vents, and one prisoner caught a bomb. Alex overheard their communication and cut them off, leaving them alone and in danger. They fell into a room, and Emilie begged Snow to go back and save the hostages. But Snow was focused only on saving Emilie, leaving the fate of the other prisoners unclear. As Snow and Emilie continued through the prison, the danger grew even worse. Alex broadcasted Emilie's presence to the entire facility, sending his men to find her. Desperate to escape, Snow came up with a plan to disguise Emilie as a prisoner. He gave her new clothes, cut and dyed her hair, and even punched her to give her a scar. Together, they walked among the other prisoners, looking for any sign of Mace. When they finally found Mace, it was clear that he had suffered serious brain damage from the stasis. Snow tried to get information about the briefcase, but Mace couldn't communicate properly. Meanwhile, Alex became more dangerous, threatening to harm Emilie and leaving Haydel with ominous orders. After narrowly escaping from their pursuers, Snow and Emilie ended up in a boiler room as the prison headed towards the International Space Station. Mace was trapped on the other side of a door, and Snow desperately tried to free him, but Mace froze to death in his arms. The loss left Snow heartbroken. At the same time, Langrel and Harry discovered that the crash would cause MS-1 to fall out of orbit, which could be disastrous for Earth. Snow and Emilie headed to the escape pod but realized there was only one seat. Snow put Emilie in the pod and watched as she took off. However, Emilie unexpectedly returned, revealing that Mace had told her where the briefcase was hidden. She offered to help Snow free the hostages in exchange for his help. Haydel continues his violent actions, shooting hostages through the prison intercom. Even though Emilie reveals her location, Haydel kills all the hostages. Emilie and Snow manage to escape and hide in a lab, where they discover that the prisoners are being used in horrible experiments. Alex finds them, and although Snow tries to fight back, he is shot and falls down an elevator shaft. Alex takes Emilie back to the control room, where he sees all the hostages dead and punches Haydel in anger. Alex then reactivates the communications, and Snow wakes up to the sound of Harry calling him. Harry urges Snow to leave the prison because MS-1 is falling towards Earth. Langrel threatens Alex, telling him to let his forces in, or they will blow up the prison. Alex gives Emilie a radio and forces her to tell her father to stop the attack, or he will hurt her. But Emilie goes against his orders and tells her father to go ahead with the attack because the hostages are already dead. Langrel, desperate to fix the situation, demands that the president order the attack, but the president refuses. Langrel then takes control and removes the president from his duties, ordering the attack on the prison himself. A fleet of fighter planes begins moving towards the prison. Meanwhile, Haydel, frustrated that he can't take advantage of Emilie, suddenly stabs Alex in the chest and shoots another prisoner. The squadron of planes attacks the prison, but the automatic defense system fights back, launching a wave of missiles. Emilie and Snow run from Haydel, who tries to attack her. However, Snow steps in and knocks him out. Meanwhile, the prisoners chase after them, their footsteps echoing through the halls. Even though they escape, a plane manages to break through the prison's defenses and drops a bomb, causing an explosion that leaves Emilie unconscious. As they race through space, Snow quickly puts armored space suits on them. He throws away his suit and wakes Emilie just in time to open their parachute before they crash land safely. Police arrive and take Snow into custody, while Emilie is reunited with her father. A few weeks have passed since the prison escape, and Emilie is in the hospital under police watch. However, she manages to slip away. Remembering what Mace said in the conversation she had with Snow, she goes to a train station. She uses the password, "I see you, I foresee you," to open a locker containing the briefcase. Emilie then goes to the room where Snow was accused of killing Colonel Armstrong and discovers that Langrel's testimony was false and that another agent was the one who killed the colonel. Emilie brings the briefcase to her father. Meanwhile, Harry arrives at the police station and shows Snow an empty briefcase. Snow is confused about how Harry knew the combination, but before they can discuss it, Langrel shows up. Harry then reveals his plan to sell secrets, saying that Frank's life was meaningless. Angry at Harry's betrayal, Snow burns him with Frank's lighter before Langrel takes him away. As Snow is smoking, he notices something strange about the lighter he took from Frank's belongings. When he looks closer, he finds a memory card hidden inside it. Emilie appears and admits that she manipulated everything, even her own father, to get the card. Snow is surprised, but Emilie says they can use the information to make a difference. Before they leave, Emilie returns the punch Snow gave her earlier, showing they are now equal. The two then leave together, ready to begin a new journey. So the moral of the story is, when life sends you to a space prison full of crazy criminals, just remember, sometimes the best way to save the day is by throwing punches, outsmarting everyone, and maybe even discovering a hidden memory card in a lighter.